Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. We've got 15 minutes and there's 3 of us that are going to present. So as you can imagine, this is going to be a proper whirlwind tour into what we're up to here at Gammon. We're all based in Hong Kong, and we really appreciate the opportunity to speak at the start of the event, especially given the time zones. Co-hosting with me today, I've got Alexa Grierson, Andy Wong, who's in the room with me, and I'm David John Gibbs, or DJ, as everybody knows me. We all work in the digital and innovation team, and we're just going to share a little bit of what we're doing here at Gammon, a main contractor based in Hong Kong. But before I really start, and I guess just opening this session, we talk about the future. And I've just picked a few real digital headlines, not really construction related, that I think are quite exciting. For those that haven't seen, there were 1,500 drones that went up in the air to advertise a computer game out in China. We had what I understand to be the largest trade or opening trading sale of on the NASDAQ, which was Coinbase, which is a cryptocurrency exchange. We've got digital artwork selling for over $69 million, which is more than some pieces of Van Gogh and Picasso. And more recently, I was introduced to the metaverse. And in that bottom right-hand corner, I went into this digital world and viewed digital artwork with one of my friends, which was most definitely an experience. Now, we talk about the future, but that's all things that have happened within the last couple of months. And I think it's a really exciting time for all of us, whether it's in construction or in our personal lives. But just getting back to the point a little bit as to who we are and I guess why we've been fortunate to present. So Gammon Construction is a main contractor based in Hong Kong. We employ around 7,000 people. And we're jointly owned by Balfour Beatty, who many of you will know as a main contractor in the UK and America, but also half owned by Jardine Matheson, a big conglomerate out in Asia. Now, our tagline is the smart and digital contractor of choice. And we really put pride and emphasis on our smart and digital approaches, which I'm hoping we can demonstrate in the short period of time that we've got. That includes, and there'll be presentations by Alexa on the Innovation Management Kitemark, which we, well, I'd say recently achieved in the last 6 months. And we're one of the first organisations out the UK to get that. And then Digital G, how we engage with external businesses and bring those into Gammon, but also promote them within the wider Hong Kong industry. So what do we build? Well, the Hong Kong market's very big for construction. On the left-hand side, you can see the forecasts and what some of the construction has been. We're looking, translating, you take a zero off, so it's around 30 billion investment in building private and public sector works and infrastructure or civils as well. But as a business, we build everything and we apply these digital and innovative approaches. We've got theatres, data centres, airports, manufacturing centres, highways, tunnels and systems, as well as people movers. So it really is vast. The values are mega projects, over 500 million, with our largest solo contract today, the T2 airport expansion, which is valued at around 1.3 billion pounds. And that's solo contract, not in joint venture. So they really are mega projects. But behind all these projects and behind all this investment, there's a real push by the Hong Kong government and also our internal management to drive innovation. And there was a document released called Construction 2.0, Time for Change. And it lists out a lot of the challenges here in the Hong Kong market, aging workforce, productivity, risk, safety on construction projects, and so forth. And it presents 3 opportunities for improvement. And the pillar 1 of that is based on innovation. And really, that's my segue to hand over to Alexa, who can show how really Gammon is driving innovation in Hong Kong and I guess in other parts of the world as well. So over to you, Alexa.
All right, thank you, DJ, and hello, everyone. So I'll dive right in. So our approach at Gammon for innovation is driven very much from a central perspective. So DJ mentioned earlier our tagline of a smart and digital contractor of choice. And our innovation vision extends on that to become a connected construction site of the future. And Andy will give some details and examples of that later. But how we go about reaching this vision is a balance of strong leadership, focused innovation initiatives carried out by our digital and innovation teams, shown on the slide, and the project level inputs from our network of champions and accelerators across the business. Now, to complement this central and project level combination, and to also foster that innovative culture amongst our people, we host innovation forums and more recently a major innovation competition to collect, share, and recognise any initiatives that are also project-led. Linked to all of this is our external facing arm, Digital G, dedicated to collaborating with tech partners. And again, I'll let Andy expand on that part after me. But in order to support our journey towards this vision and increase our chances of success, it was important for us to ensure that this system that we were using and our approach to innovation was aligned to industry best practice. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, and that is why we were delighted to be invited to join the pilot for the Innovation Kitemark. So this was late last year. And it's the first assessment. And we believed we had a strong innovation management approach with our successful outcomes. So we really wanted to get this recognized. The original discussions with BSI and the early development of this Kitemark was actually started and led by HS2 and Costain in the UK. And we, Gammon, were invited along with some other supply chain later on in the development. And it was really a very collaborative process throughout. We were able to provide the relevant feedback to help and shape the assessment, allowing the Kitemark to be adaptable and applicable for different contexts. From Gammon's perspective in particular was addressing the international context. So considering the different industry drivers that DJ mentioned earlier, and even the wider culture and maturity of the Hong Kong industry. That collaboration continued throughout into the assessment, and we worked with both the British and the local Hong Kong BSI teams. It was a first for everyone, and though it was a thorough assessment, it was a real great learning curve for everyone. And as you can see from the photo, it was a successful journey too. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. So a very high level, very quick overview of what we were measured against. The assessment is based on the ISO 56002 standards for innovation management systems. So from leadership, setting the vision and strategy, resources to facilitate innovation management systems, such as the budget, software, even team competencies, all the way through to varying KPIs to monitor the performance and continually improve. But as a Kitemark, it doesn't just focus on the system, but also the outcomes. So examples of some of our successful innovation initiatives, such as the innovation competition I mentioned earlier, were also included as part of that assessment. So it's demonstrating that not only do we have a best practice system in place, but it's also proving successful for us, the business, acknowledging that there's actually different methods and outcomes, as well as the different range of values, range of ways to recognize value from innovation. So what does the Kitemark mean for us? We really saw the value from our own business perspective. And so this journey was entirely self-led. We recognized its importance, and we hoped to then encourage the rest of the industry to join us on this journey. It's a demonstration of our leading position in the industry of our innovation management and our culture. And it's a reassurance for our clients that what we're doing, whether it's our internal innovation initiatives or our external collaborations through Digital G, is at an international standard and industry best practice. And currently, we are the only organisation outside of the UK that can provide this reassurance. Finally, we know innovation has no borders across industries, but that is increasingly becoming true for crossing geographical borders as well. For Gammon, this is particularly key for our Digital G business, as the common language and framework is a vital foundation for developing those partnerships. And so with that, I'll hand over to Andy to explain more about this part of the business and how we're accelerating digital revolution in construction. Andy.
Okay, so thank you, Alexa. So Digital G is a separate digital business unit of Gammon, set up 3 years ago, so it's a young baby now. Still, so our main goal is to accelerate the digital revolution of Gammon and the whole industry, particularly in Hong Kong and Singapore, where we Gammon operate. So basically, it's moving from the left-hand side situation, which is still common nowadays, to the right-hand side situation. But we are not the IT people, so we usually call ourselves a digital construction technology integrator. So this is how we work as a bridge between the IT technologies and the practical site works. So that this is where Digital G position ourselves in the technology world. Obviously, we don't build the technology ourselves. We bring in excellent technology from our partners around the world. So we rely a lot on our partners around the world, busy sourcing different key good startup partners. So these logos are some of our early partners that have been really successful in helping us on this digital journey. Here are some examples of our digital projects. The left-hand side is a sensor company called Grierson that we work with them to help our Hong Kong government to have a real-time landslide detection system. Middle one is Converge from UK concrete sensor company. We help them to land to Hong Kong and Singapore market through breaking through the regulatory barriers to grow in the market. The right-hand side one is a lithium-ion battery, which is a local Hong Kong startup company to replace, have a unit to replace a diesel genset, help us to achieve the net carbon zero goal in the end. So these startups are not just our vendors, so they are also our partners. We want them to grow together with us. Here shows 2 examples of how we help them to reach higher, scale up their business, and also how Gammon and Digital G bring value to help their development. The results are these kind of press release, including the one on the right-hand side, which is a Bloomberg, talking about the lithium-ion battery products that this energy company is doing. So this year, we are busy finding more players to join our game. So if you're interested to work with us, please talk to us. So yes. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think just to finish on that point, I think construction and particularly contractors normally have a bad or not the best reputation for innovation. And I'm hoping that this insight into how Gammon is driving that innovation and adopting those digital technologies is encouraging for whether you're software developers, clients, or encouraging for other contractors around the world. We know many of you that are probably on the call and that are presenting today, and we look forward to talking with others in the future.